where did we get to? Waipahihi Botanical Society. As I've said, Councillor Hickling is already a member on the board there of his own right, and this is, and he has already said that they, as a board, would like to see an elected member put on there, because remember you have the may right or the may not to right, and I think you should do as they require. So I call for nominations. Councillor, Councillor, I'd like to hear Councillor Hickling.
Chris Johnson, your worship.
Councillor Hickling, nominate Chris Johnson. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Downard. Do I have any further nominations for the Waipahihi Botanical Society, which does a really great job? You'd be surprised how many people come from out of town to visit that. It's another visitor and it takes a lot of running, a lot of volunteers put a lot of work in there, a lot of hard work, and it does suffer a lot of vandalism from time to time, which we should all be ashamed of, but not anymore. Did you shoot them?
Security.
So that's good. Any further nominations? There being none, all those in favour? Carried. Congratulations, Mr. Johnson. Taupo. Now we're going to workshop this. We've done nomination of the provincial sector representative. That's done. Right, now we move to appointments that may be an elected member, and then again they may not be an elected member. So the first one will go through. Do you want to do them the may or may not be, or do them all in one hit? We'll go for each one by one, see if we want to elect an elected member or someone else for that matter, and knock them off one by one. Number 19 is Creative Taupo. Its scope is district-wide. Vacancies for council to decide, which we're going to do in a minute. Those members do have voting rights. They only meet once per annum, or is that another typo?
I believe they only went once per annum, and this is it's basically for the distribution of funds.
Yeah. Okay, so there's normally one Mangakino councillor, one TK councillor, which will obviously just be a councillor now, and of course one TT community board member, which shall we get that TT community board member recommended back to us? Okay, so that one will refer back. So we need a Mangakino Pouakani councillor, and we've got too much choice for that, so I'm going to nominate Councillor Truman. Call for seconder. Seconded Councillor Johnson.
Just through me, Rick Cooper, just before we continue, as I read it says appointments that may be an elected member. My understanding of this is they don't have to be.
Quite right.
Yeah, and I just, as I noted earlier in the workshop, been approached by a member of the community who's heavily involved in the arts down there, who expressed an interest in being involved in it. So
that's why I've just said a minute ago that the third one down is one TTCB. we will accept your nomination coming back.
Okay.
So we're not going to do that one today. If you've this person that's very interested in Turangi, if it gets the support of the board when you have your board meeting, that'll come back in your minutes and we will accept that nomination from the board, because they're to act autonomously and it's their choice to make. And then we just need one other councillor or Councillor Kirk.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Nicola Williams.
Councillor Williams nominated Councillor Kirk. Seconder for that, Councillor Truman. Do you accept nomination, Councillor Williams? Any further nominations? There being none, all in favour?
Aye.
Carried, with the vacancy still to be filled from the TT Community Board, which can be one of their members or a member of the public. Lakes District Health Board, Taupo District Community Health Forum. We can put two appointments in there. They don't necessarily have to be councillors. They can be someone, and I'm going to make a suggestion here, and I haven't asked this person or not. I'm going to ask for your support. But Councillor Gathergood did stand for Lakes Health Board. She was not successful. She voluntarily resigned at the end of last term. I know she would love to be and doesn't have to be an elected member, but I might be going to get told off.
As I understand it, she's actually an advisor to them. She's been brought on in a different...
Oh, she has?
Yes,
Co-opted?
she has.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good news. That is very good news, because we only had one successful member, which was Barry Keane, wasn't it, in that numbered voting system. Okay, so we go back to there, and I withdraw that comment because I didn't realise that she had been seconded. So they can be elected members, two of them, or they can be, as I was just making mention before, Councillor Johnson.
Just wonder whether we should approach Jeremy Mihagadaya, who has done a lot of work in the sector, and I know he's staying in town because he's involved in business here, so it could be be an option.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, yeah.
As I understand, is he still involved with the PHO?
No, he's finished up there.
Did he? Yeah, Councillor Downer?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Anna Kirk as well.
Okay, I'll come to that because I haven't got a seconder just yet for... Do we have to ask him or ring him?
Well, you do have to ask him. It would be a very good action.
That's why I was mentioning it. So, so what process shall we use here?
Okay, what I would suggest you use here is, perhaps if we take names and then we will make the approach and bring those back.
Okay, well, we've got a mover and a seconder for me Hakadaya subject to his acceptance. And we now have a mover, somebody was moving Councillor Kirk. Yes. Councillor Downard moved to Councillor Kirk. Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Williams. Any further nominations? So that's an elected member, and if Jeremy Hakadaya accepts, that's a non-elected member, so that's a good balance. Lakes District Health Board made some announcements a few weeks ago. It's quite important again in the next 3-year period, the expansion of the local hospital up here. They are talking about starting early 2012. So the more input we can have, the better the district will be served. So all those in favour?
Aye.
Carried, subject to acceptance from Mr. Mihakadaya. The Rural Travel Fund is one appointment, and you do have a vote. It says here 1 meeting per annum, but I'm not sure of that. If it says one, I'll accept it as one.
It is definitely only one. That one.
Okay, and it's one councillor. Do you want to explain this Rural Travel Fund a little bit? Ms. Gilbert or Ms. McLeod?
I was on it.
Oh, okay, would you like to give an overview of that, please?
Okay, it's a fund that used to be given by Spark, is that correct? And it goes out to all our districts, to the rural districts, to clubs or schools that have to send their children to different parts of the districts to compete in their sports. So it's a forum of group of people that are brought together. I think one is from the cycling club. There's lots of different ones, and then we get all the nominations in and we go through them and decide who gets what out of the fund that we've been given.
And you worked on this for the last triennium?
3 years, yes.
Okay. We have a nomination, please. I'll call for nominations. Councillor Cook.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Keith Crate.
Councillor Crate, nominated by Councillor Kirk. Seconder, please. Councillor Downard. Accept nomination, Mr. Crate.
I do. I think I served on it about two trienniums ago. So yes, pleased to do it again.
Any further nominations to the Rural Travel Fund? There being none, all in favour?
Aye.
Get them there. Taupo Citizens Advice Bureau, CAB. They do a magnificent job down there. This is one appointment. Remember, it doesn't have to be an elected member. If you think that somebody out in the community could do a better job than somebody that's sitting around this table, you're only there as an advocate and advisor. I think it's a very satisfying job. There's a lot of people needing the services of Citizens Advice Bureau. It's not a matter of handouts. It's a matter of giving some people in life a hand up that are in a situation that need it. So it's an advocate advisor role. 12 meetings a year. We can put 2 councillors on there, or 1 councillor and 1 somebody else, or 2 somebody else, is your choice. So would you like to appoint councillors on there? I think it's a job that gives a lot of personal satisfaction if you like working at the coalface there. Councillor Johnson.
Clarification: vacancies, 1 appointment, and then 2 councillors. So is it again that the rules changed, or we can put 2, or there's only 1 appointment? Or doesn't matter.
Certainly nothing stops you from putting 2, but there is typically there's 1, but we've had 2 on there. Yeah.
So really it's a bit of a typo, 2 appointments.
No, it's not a typo. There has been 2 appointments in the past.
But today you want 1 appointment or you want 2 appointments?
First of all, you have to decide whether or not you're going to make an appointment. That's the first thing. The second thing is that yes, they like to have an appointment. However, there would be nothing to stop you from making more than 1 appointment. So it gives you a bit of scope there.
Okay, I'm still not quite following that. It says 1 appointment in the left-hand column and 2 councillors on the right. So what I'll do is I'll let governance govern.
For 1.
Do you want to put any councillors on there?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you want to put one councillor on there or two?
Everyone's looking at me. Sorry.
Remember, more people pulling on the oars the faster
Sorry,
the boat
Mayor.
goes.
I was involved with that the last 3 years as well. I advocated in the workshop that it's a great thing to be on. It was me and Catherine Uvagan. I think it's good to have two because I know Catherine couldn't make a lot of meetings because she was involved with the RNH. So there was a consistency of always one of us being there. So yeah, I'd like two appointments, and then if two don't have to be there, but if one can't make it, the other one can, just courtesy of a phone call. So yeah.
Okay, so speaking from your experience, you think that we should appoint two councillors, elected members, to the Taupo Citizens Advice Bureau? Well, I would support that. Everybody else happy with that? Okay, so governance has made that decision. Now I'll call for nominations for those two elected members to the Citizens Advice Bureau, please.
Barry Hickling. Oh, sorry.
Yep, that's fine. Councillor Minsher nominating Councillor Hickling. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Johnson, accept nomination to that, Councillor Hickling?
Yes, you wish it.
Councillor Kirk?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Rex Mitchell.
Councillor Kirk nominate Councillor Minsher. Seconder, please. Councillor Crate. Accept nomination, Councillor Minsher. Thank you. Any further nominations? And if anybody has got an interest, I'm sure Citizens Advice Bureau will not close their doors on anybody wanting to come in there to help. That's for sure. So that's why you stood for district councillors, because you cared about your district, and that's a very important part of our district. The services they provide. Okay, all in favour?
Aye.
Carried.